Hey there, friends. Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and Brill and I are here today to talk to you about a book series that is really, really special. Now, it's been on my mind recently because the third book in the series just recently came out, so I've been thinking about it a little bit more than usual. But another reason why I wanted to talk about it is because I personally think that this is not only just one of my favorite YA books and series of all time, but I think it's honestly one of the best of all time. Not only just because I love it so much and have loved it since it first started coming out, but also just because of how incredible overall it is. Okay, so what book series am I talking about? It is The Legendborn Cycle by Tracy Deonn. The Legendborn cycle. Now, like I said, there are 3 books out in this series so far. There are going to be 4 total. It was originally going to be a trilogy, and then the author decided that she had a lot more story to tell, and she decided to make it 4 books. So the first book in the series is called Legendborn, and can we just talk about how amazing this cover is? It's so incredible and striking. So Legendborn is the first book. Second book in the series is called Bloodmarked. Also really amazing cover. And then the third book in the series that just recently came out is called Oathbound. And as you can see, they get bigger and bigger with each book in the series. So what is so special about this book, and why do I think you should read it? So this book originally came out in, I believe it was 2020, and it sort of took the world by storm. People were excited about it, but we hadn't really heard of this author before, and I don't think anyone was expecting how amazing this book actually was. So when this book first came out, I read it, and within about 50 pages of starting the book, I rushed out and bought my own copy of it. While I was reading the library copy, because I knew that I wanted to own this series and this book. It was just absolutely amazing. So what is this book, and what is this book series about? So Legendborn is the story of Bree, who is a 16-year-old girl who is in this prestigious Head Start program where she's basically going to Chapel Hill, which is a college in North Carolina, where it's like basically this prep program residency where she stays at the college, and she's staying with her best friend, and basically like taking classes and stuff like that to help get her a jump start on going to college. But Bree has a lot more on her mind other than this program and starting college early. Her mother died not that long ago, like right in the beginning of this book, and she has still obviously not gotten over her death. She's still reeling from her mother's passing. So when this book starts, when she goes to the school, she finds out that there are these creatures that are able to attack students that no one else can see but her, until a group of other students comes and basically annihilates this creature, this monster, and the mage in the group, called a Merlin, tries to erase her memories, but he doesn't. For whatever reason, it doesn't work, and she retains everything. So she finds out that these people are basically called Legendborn, and they are a part of the secret society who are tasked with fighting these monsters and protecting mankind. And the really interesting and amazingly cool thing about the Legendborn is that they are all a part of the King Arthur mythology. So you've heard of King Arthur, right? Even if you're not somebody who's like super into the mythology of it, you know King Arthur, you know Lancelot, Tristan, Guinevere, you know all those people, right? From the myths. Well, in this story, these people call on those they're basically their heritage, the people that they are descended from, this group of people, Arthur, Merlin, everybody, and unlock these magic powers. So the reason why Bree is now so invested in this is because, first of all, she's like, well, wait a minute, why did he try to use magic and it didn't work on me? Number one, what is going on with that? And number two, she discovers that this Merlin, that the Merlins in general, may have something to do with her mother's death. So she teams up with Nick, who is this sort of like self-exiled member of the Legendborn, and work to try and figure out the mystery of that. Now, there are some really incredible twists throughout the whole series, but primarily in the first book, there's a twist at the end that is so incredible. And the book has been out for a few years, so I'm not going to give it away, but you can probably find out online, but I don't want to be the one to spoil it for you. Anyway, it really makes this book just pop even more. It's just so, so good. The other really cool thing is that Bree is involved in with this group of people that are invested in King Arthur mythology, right? Well, she also discovers that through her mother's ancestral line, she is given these other abilities called root crafter abilities, which are based on you know, the black experience, black power, black magic. So she has basically these two warring sort of types of magic that she has to deal with, that is sort of, you can kind of get that hint here from the cover of this book with the red magic and the blue magic. It's so incredible. As Bree learns more about herself, her past, and what is expected of her in the future, it's absolutely incredible. So like I said, there's 3 books. There's out right now. There's going to be 4 total. Yes, they all end on cliffhangers. So if you haven't read these books yet, now is a good time, because there are 3 you can start reading, one right after the other. Yes, you will still have to wait for the 4th book to come out. There is not a release date yet, as far as I know. But at least you can get through the first 3 and not have to wait a while before the next book comes out. So the reason why I love this series so much is obviously the story is really engaging and interesting. I love, love, love that dichotomy of the King Arthur magic and Black Girl magic, and just the combination of those in this story is so incredible. The writing is phenomenal. The characters are so, so good. Not anybody in this book is like one-dimensional. Everybody are just fully fleshed out people that have flaws, that have hopes, that have dreams, and you're just rooting for them. It's incredible. Like I said, it's one of my favorite YA fantasy books, and I really honestly think it's one of the best YA series out there. So if you haven't already, give this a shot. First book is Legendborn. Well, that's what we've got for you guys today. I hope that this series sounds really incredible, and maybe it's something that you've heard of before but never really gave it a shot before. Now's a great time to pick this series up and start reading. It is incredible. And also, thank you so very much for watching, friends, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.